Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number 2200-639. This is a 3-inch screen door spring hinge. Spring hinge for a screen door. It's a half surface type, made of steel, adjustable tension with a button tip, which separates it from those models with a loose pin, in a 639 finish, which is a satin bronze finish over steel. Let's dissect the part. Number 2200 is a half surface spring hinge, and what that means is that the term in the title, so it's a half surface, surface is the word we're looking for, applies to the door. So that means the leaf that applies to the door is the surface mounted leaf, versus a half mortise hinge, which would be where the leaf would mortise to the door, and inherently the other leaf would be the surface mount leaf. So this is a half surface, so the leaf that's going to be applied to the door is surface mounted, whereas the other leaf, the leaf back here, is the one that's going to be attached to the jamb as normal. So looking at the hinge here, it might be a little bit difficult to actually visualize it, but this is what the hinge would look like if you were standing on the pull side of the door and the hinges were on the right and the door swung out towards you like that. Okay. Conversely, your door will reside in this pocket area here. This is the jamb back here, and the door would swing out towards me. Very typical common item, available in several different finishes. The 639 means two things. It means it's steel based, and it means that it is a satin bronze sort of finish. Adjustable tension. With every order that you'll get at least one tension rod, which is just a piece of black steel, and a tension pin, and they're usually inserted into the hinge when you get them. You can install this hinge either for left-hand doors or for right-hand doors, but our example will be based on the tension collar, which is this collar with the holes. You don't see one down here, it's only at one end, pointed up. When the tension collar is pointed towards the top, to set the tension, you'll insert the tension rod and turn it clockwise. And as you turn it clockwise, you reveal new additional holes. And it's into one of those new additional holes that you would insert the tension pin, right back here at the shoulder. You can then release the tension, and now you've got some spring set on the hinge itself. Now, if you're going to install it for the opposite hand and your tension collar is pointed down, well, that's no problem. Just turn it counterclockwise, and you're in real good shape. There is a link below this video to what is called the template, which shows everything important dimensionally about the hinge, but the 3-inch reference comes into the height of the leaf on both sides of the hinge. And all other dimensions are indicated there, so I won't beleaguer all those points. Screws are going to be included, okay? And the fact that this is a screen or storm door hinge, they're generally talking something quite lightweight, in the 20, 30-pound range is what you'd be looking at. 2 hinges are generally going to work real well for you, unless you think your door is a little bit heavier. Go with a 3rd hinge. Now, it's never a bad idea to go with a 3rd hinge because it will assist when you share the load across multiple spring hinges to get the door reliably and predictably always into the closed position. And you can generally do so without it slamming because you can control that tension very well. Versus being underpowered in the spring department where you have to set the tension so high just to get the door to close, and sometimes to build enough inertia it ends up slamming. So more spring hinges is never a defect or a disadvantage, with the exception of course, adding to the cost. But these are not incredibly expensive hinges to begin with. Okay. Last thing I'd like to point out here is the Bommer logo, and right above it it says Made in USA, a fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I to represent them. If you have any questions on the Bommer number 2200-639, single acting half surface spring hinge, or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.